Hi, everyone. I am Heather Pullman, and this is the Transformation Roundtable. This is a regular talk show that we will be discussing real people, real stories, and real transformations. We believe in healthy lifestyles for mind, body, and soul. I am one of the hosts of the show, but let me introduce our other host. We have the wonderful Gary Gardner coming up, Adam Hips, and Scott French. Hello, Gary. Hello, Adam. Hello,
Hello,
Scott,
everybody.
guys. How are
Hello.
you?
Hello.
Hey
Very
guys.
well.
So let me say before we get started that though collectively we've probably spent close to 100 hours just to bring you today's announcement, nothing is foolproof. There may be some technical errors, production errors, or just plain human error. So please bear with us as we continue to bring you the best content we can. So let's talk about a couple of things. Scott, can you tell everybody a little bit about who we are?
Well, yes, we're basically a roundtable, a group of people who have come together and are currently going through transformations, physical transformations, whether it's recovery from injuries or major weight loss, people trying to get their mindset right. So many different levels of transformations. And so this group is going to be about the experiences of not just us. We are going to talk about us and our experiences so that people can relate and to show that we can relate to what some other people can be going through. And we're sharing this also to hopefully give some hope to some people who might need a little bit of inspiration to realize that you are not going through this alone. There are probably, not even probably, there definitely are many people out there that are going through something very similar to what you're going through. And some people like us who have come out the other side of some of these transformations, and like myself, who are still going through these transformations.
So, Scott, since you brought that up, can you tell us a little bit about your transformation?
Sure. My transformation, just in brief, I'm 57-year-old disabled veteran. I've got 5 herniated discs. I was a candidate for spinal fusion surgery just 7 months ago, and that was to be followed up with total knee replacement surgery. Was down in the dumps. I was sitting in my chair, overweight, heavy, and I was in a lot of pain and had been going to the VA for 4 hours a week for physical therapy and rehab. And finally, my wife got me and took me to some real world doctors, and I started getting some help. And anyway, make a long story short, they diagnosed me with 5 herniated discs. I knew I had one, so it was a surprise when I learned I had 5, and I had sciatica. And I already knew I had knee injuries. I had prior knee surgeries, and I already had feet and ankle injections. And so anyway, they wanted to bolt my spine together and then replace my knee. And I had an aha moment at that point, and I said, nope, that's it, because I knew I was not doing everything I could to take care of myself. I was not owning my life. I was not putting in the work and just being, the best that I knew that I could be. So I was scared shitless, and the doctor said, you're a candidate to have that spinal fusion surgery. I said, what can I do? He said, you can tighten your core, lose the weight. If you tighten your core, you can help support your lumbar from the inside out. And I said, I'm all over it. I'm on it, doc. I went home. I changed my diet. I changed my exercise. I changed everything, really. I changed my mindset right then and there. And,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Adam, can you give us a little bit about your story?
Yes, thank you. I started my transformation a little over 10 years ago, and I weighed 420 pounds at one point. At my absolute heaviest, I have some photos there. I was over 300 pounds, and my life was in shambles. A lot of tragedies with losses in my family. I had depression. I had anger issues. I didn't have any care within myself to take care of myself at all. No self-worth. And I was told by 2 doctors I was going to die, and there was no way out. So at that moment, I gave up on myself a little bit. And then I had my aha moment, if you will, and changed my life and owned it. And I've lost a total of 266 pounds. and I'm in pristine health and have never been better. So I'm grateful to be here.
That's fantastic. Gary, how about your transformation?
Well, mine, when you get into my medical history, I could go for, the whole show on that. But, I'll go for this in a nutshell version. At my peak, I was 407 pounds. I'm currently down to 260. And so about, 147 pounds so far. I've got a long ways to go yet. And I have multiple problems with the autoimmune disorders. I've got psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis. My spine is messed up as well. I've got scoliosis, stenosis, and I had sciatica. It's gone. But my L3 and 4 and 5, those discs between them are completely gone, and my back is bone on bone. And similar to Scott, I've done where the internal bracing to where and I'd also been told by my doctors I was I wasn't even a candidate for surgery because of my weight. I was also told that I would never walk unassisted again. And, last year at this time, I was basically, I'd gone to the hospital. I was in bed. And it took me 9 months, but I was able to get up and walk, step away from that wheelchair for good after 9 months and be pain free and get my life back. And unless you have any other questions, I'll go ahead and toss it back to you.
Thanks. Yeah, that's fantastic. Proud of all three of you guys. So for me, I was diagnosed in 2018 with fibromyalgia, seronegative rheumatoid arthritis, and osteoarthritis. And I had a pretty bad bout of a medication and decided to go as naturally as I could, dealing with the pain and everything. So I changed my entire lifestyle, and I'm eating much cleaner and exercising, using supplementation, and I'm a medical cannabis patient. And I've dropped my pain significantly. I have a job again. I'm able to do my hobbies. I'm able to exercise. I swim several miles a week. And so it's just been a long haul for me, but it's something that's been so worthwhile to actually be able to live again, I guess. So that's all of in brief, our transformations. So let's talk about the show a little bit. So Gary, can you tell us what our audience can expect from the different guests that we're going to have on the roundtable?
Yes, we're going to have a number of different people from different backgrounds, and we're going to go ahead and have interviews where they'll explain what their stories are and also what the challenges have been, what they've done to overcome them, or to at least be working on overcoming them. And
fantastic. And then are we inviting guests, or are we also accepting people asking to be on the show?
We're actually doing both.
Great. Oh, doggies. Gotta love live, right? Okay.
Someone has puppies.
There you go. Hey.
Adam, can you tell us what kind of topics we might be discussing on the show?
Yes, thank you. We're going to be discussing some supplementation tips and tricks on how to modify exercises. We're going to be talking about dietary strategies. We're not going to be focusing on just one topic specifically to just one or multiple groups. We're going to have a broad range of different topics here. So we're going to be able to cover a lot of great things through our show here.
Wonderful.
Now let's be clear here too that we are not experts. We're not doctors. We are most of us are just people who have gone through this transformation, and we're speaking more from the experience, from the experiential perspective
Certainly.
of it. And so things that worked for us, that got us through it. And I'm sure, I know, like you guys, I'm definitely under at least 3 doctors' supervision. Everything I'm going through. I have 3 doctors. I have 3 specialists. I have 1 specialist.
I used to. I've only got 1 now. I got rid of 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah,
that's
so
always
definitely,
a good thing.
Yeah, so definitely always consult with your doctor, always talk with your doctor. My doctors know about my exercise programs. They know about my diet. They know obviously about all my injuries and what I'm doing to rehab my injuries. since I've taken rehab now into my own hands. But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. Sorry, Heather.
Absolutely. No, that's okay. Scott, can you tell us how we're going to be focusing also on the lifestyle changes as a whole?
Yeah, absolutely. My whole thing is mental attitude, mindset, positive mental attitude, your spirit, your energy, what you're taking to the table every day, what you're bringing to the table every day. The tips and tricks that I use to get myself from having being in a state of depression when I was broken, to adopting the warrior spirit, the warrior mentality, the positive mental attitude, the attitude of gratitude, being grateful for life, being grateful for, even with all my injuries, I'm still grateful for the body that I have. I've lost the weight. I've avoided the injuries. I'm medication free now. I take no more cholesterol medication, no more blood pressure medication. And I just want, my message is, I want to that it's right here. You have the power to accomplish so much more than you think. And you really do have to believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Gary, can you talk about how this has evolved from single live episodes or from the interviews that you and Adam were doing to a talk show?
Certainly, yeah. I mean, I just want to go back and say, you look at it in the last year, I've gone from virtually being bedridden to what we're doing now. And if someone a year ago had told me that, anyone would have laughed. Most of all me. But it started off, started doing, challenges where like we're doing squats or burpees or things like that. And then ultimately, morphed it into where I was working with Adam, and I was doing interviews of people who are, working on their transformations, and during that time, I knew I wanted to do this. I just needed to find a way to do this, and so I've been working toward what we're doing today, probably for 2 months, and it's finally getting it up and running. So I'm excited about this, and then. Once we got this going, I got hold of Adam and said, "Look, I think we can do it." And then we started pulling you guys together, and this is finally got some momentum behind it.
All right. Adam and Scott, you guys get to share this one. What are our basic principles and rules in this group and within our talk show?
We are not going to be discussing religion, politics of any kind, or any transgender issues. All of us are human beings. We all have an equal voice, and we all treat each other with respect and dignity.
Scott, what's your take?
Yeah, exactly. Just the golden rule. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. Don't be offensive. Be kind, be nice, be positive.
And keeping things positive, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Gary, having been on, the production side of it already, what are the technical difficulties with running this versus like a Facebook Live?
Well, in a Facebook Live, first off, you're limited to 2 people, but you can go into any page or group and just pop on and be able to do it. With this program, it needs to have some things done behind the scenes to be able to install it, and also for guests to be able to come on, they have to download an app to be able to be on it, and for any of the viewers to be able to come on and see it, they're going to have to download that app, as well as give permission to be able for the comments to be able to show. And so in order to do those things, we needed to have it in a separate area to be able to do that.
And that's a great point. So that separate area is actually a Facebook group called the Transformation Roundtable. You will need to join that in order to participate in the broadcast, which means that as a viewer, you'll be able to actually not only watch, but make comments. And those comments, we will be able to pick and choose between them and put them up during our question and answer period. So the Facebook group is called the Transformation Roundtable, and you will want to join that in order to watch the show live. We also have a new Facebook page. When I say new, I mean like 4 hours old. So excuse any typos, any difficulties. This is going to grow and evolve just like this show is going to. When we have guests coming on the show, there will be some paperwork and some things that we're going to ask of you to do. So this is going to be a little bit more of a process than those Facebook Lives. So if anyone wants to be a guest, please reach out to any of the 4 of us and we'll get you started on the onboarding process. Before I announce any upcoming shows, does anybody have anything else they'd like to add?
Yes, I also wanted to say we are all in different groups in Facebook, and I want to make sure that anyone in those groups knows that we are not trying to take people away from the group. We still are planning on participating. This is strictly, we have to have this in order to be able to do the live videos. We're not creating a new discussion forum or anything like that. It's not going to be intended to be open discussion like that. It's going to be for the videos only.
Yeah, fantastic. So let's announce the 2 next upcoming shows. Right now, our main show is going to be airing on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. June 10th will be our first show, and the marvelous Scott French will be on it. Scott, you want to talk briefly about what you're going to be discussing? I think we can all guess, but
Yeah, I started to allude to it earlier. Yeah. I want to talk. I would like to have a discussion with people about their mental attitude, the positive mental attitude, dealing with depression, dealing with overcoming obstacles, setting goals, and the tips and tricks and techniques that we can use to do what I call the mental push-ups, the part of getting yourself physically fit. It's mind, body, and spirit. And so, you need to put in the work for your positive mental attitude as well.
Okay. And that will be, I'm going to put that up there, June 10th with Scott French at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then June 17th, I will be doing a show on the psychology of quitting. That is why some things are difficult for us to quit, like smoking or drinking or, biting nails, whatever, and why some things are easy to quit. Unfortunately, those tend to be easier things like dieting and exercise. And so we're going to be getting into some of the psychology and what happens to your brain, and discussing that a little bit. So those are the next 2 shows coming up. We hope that kind of whets your appetite. Again, that's Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern in the Transformation Roundtable group. All right, last thoughts, gentlemen. I'm going to pop this up there real quick. Scott, last thought?
Well, I just, again, just want to welcome everybody to this roundtable. It is more of a discussion of people, those of us who have gone through transformations and are currently going through them. Those of us who are still patients for rehabbing various injuries, because life goes on. Life's a journey, and join us on this journey, and hopefully we can all inspire one another to not give up, to never give up hope, and to keep trying.
Adam, last thoughts?
Yes, just to echo just what Scott said. All of us are going through different parts of our lives in this journey that we're on, and what all of us are here to do is to give all of you those helpfulness ways to try to give you another outlook, another side of the coin, if you will, to give you that mindset of, hey, there's a reason not to give up here. There's a reason to fight.
All right, Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. And for myself, it's good to be back on Monday nights. But yeah, not much more I can add to what they have. This is to me, this is a lot of fun. It's going to be a kick. I'm enjoying the ride. I look forward to talking to a lot of great people on the program. But until then, I've got work to do. And I'll see you later.
Absolutely. So everybody, we hope that you're as excited as we are. We've been putting a lot of work and effort into this. Please, when you get this video, share it with your friends, share it with family, share it with strangers, put it in your groups, anywhere that you think we might be able to reach out and help people. That's what we're willing to do. We want topic suggestions. We want guest suggestions. and we really want to be there for you guys. So reach out to any of us. We're all here for you. Until June 10th with Scott French. We'll see you guys in a week. Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.
See you guys.